Let's go.
For this play, this is where we wanted it.
Back, looks, throws, ends up. Yes! Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Let's go! Oh, my goodness!
This is Inside the Pride, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort and airing on the Lions TV network. I'm your host, Dannie Rogers. The annual Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit has come and gone. Lions fell to the Bills 28-25. However, their eyes are set on Week 13. Detroit hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars inside Ford Field. You'll hear more about that matchup with head coach Dan Campbell and in our player interview with linebacker James Houston. First, let's head back out to Ford Field to relive the sights and sounds from that epic Thanksgiving showdown.
Ford Field in downtown Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. That means Lions football, a tradition that dates back to 1934. Always an electric atmosphere. Today, we are cranking it up just a few notches. The Lions have won 3 straight, and the Super Bowl favorite Buffalo Bills are in town. So let's do this.
This is about us today. This is where we right now. Let's go. Come on. 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm thankful for each and every man in this circle. Yeah. Today, we put the world on notice. Yes, sir. The Lions is here, and they're here to stay. Yeah. I need everything from everybody. Yeah.
It is electric in this building right now.
These people are fired up. Coming off that 3-game win streak, a chance to see how you measure up with one of the best teams across the field.
Yes. Ford Field, sold out. It is absolutely beautiful. This is Thanksgiving football. Let's do it. On 1st and goal, hands to Jamal, left side, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions. They opened that left side up and Jamal was escorted right to the house, his 13th rushing touchdown of the year. 4th and goal from the Buffalo 1. Goff takes the snap, fakes the give, looks, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown Detroit Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Hard run fake. Fired into the end zone, and the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game. Allen looking, pressure comes, Allen hit, Allen sacked, back inside the 30-yard line. James Houston got him. Hey, rookie, welcome to the NFL. This is your first game, and that's your first sack. So we've hit the half with the Bills leading 17-14. 30 minutes of football left. This is fun, man, on Thanksgiving Day. Lions have been swinging toe-to-toe here with the Buffalo Bills in this first half. 17-14, Buffalo leads as we head for the 3rd.
Dan, they're playing hard, especially on the defensive side of the ball, so it is giving us a chance.
Allen leans in, takes the snap, wants to throw, does. It is picked up by the Lions. Come back the other way, Alex Anzalone. Anzalone's got it. They take him down at the 8-yard line. Takes the snap. Allen back, looking, pressure comes. Allen hits, slips out of it. Now he's going down, sacked. Lions brought the pressure. Loss of 8 on the play, and the Lions will force a Buffalo punt. Sam's got it, punts away. It's a good one. Khalif backs up, fields it at the 24, makes the first man miss. So does the second man, gets to the 30. Trying to get outside, there he goes, 35-yard line, 40-yard line, 45-yard line. Still going to the 50, Buffalo territory, inside the 40, and down to the 35-yard line. Khalif Raymond just playing dodgeball in there. Goff takes the snap, gives it to Jackson. Jackson over the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10, and a first down Detroit. Goff, play action fake, wants to throw, does, end zone. Caught, touchdown Detroit Lions. DJ Chark, that's a big time play right there. They'll go for 2, out of the huddle and to the line. Ducks in behind center, takes the snap, gives to Swift, left side, nobody's there. Swift to the house, 2 points. Lions 22, Bills 19. And the Buffalo Bills are gonna get out of here on Thanksgiving Day with a 28-25 win. 2 teams will meet out in the middle of the field to say job well done, job better done on this day by these Buffalo Bills.
Rookie linebacker James Houston had his welcoming moments to the NFL Thursday against the Bills. His stat line included 1 fumble recovery and 2 sacks on quarterback Josh Allen. You'll hear from Houston on his career day coming up next. Inside the Pride is presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort and sponsored by Priority Health, Kroger, and by Henry Ford Health.
Hello, my name is Jasmine, and this is my first year as a Detroit Lions cheerleader. I grew up playing a variety of different instruments: flute, piccolo, oboe, piano, trumpet, and I come from a family who was heavily involved in the performance and live entertainment industry, and so having that background and being able to watch my family pursue their dreams and their goals, it's a blessing. If someone were to meet me for the first time, I think one of the biggest things I would want them to know about me is that I love to cook. Not only do I love to cook, but I love to cook for my family, my friends. I now am the one to cook on the holidays. I like to cook a variety of different meals, comfort food, but also healthy options as well, because fitness and nutrition is very important. A personal goal of mine would be to open a food truck or restaurant and going out within the community and being able to serve meals, especially around the holiday season, because to me, that is the time where people are most in need. And so having that option of coming up to the food truck and receiving meals, even free meals, is something that I am really looking forward to. My personal goal of mine for this holiday season would be to visit a food pantry or food bank where I'm able to help others in need who aren't able to receive food for the holidays. This year is something that I am really looking forward to.
James, on the biggest regular season stage so far for the Lions this season, Thanksgiving Day, you make your NFL debut, 2 sacks. A rookie in their NFL debut for the Lions has never done that. How do you possibly put into words what you were able to do Thursday against the Bills?
It's all God, honestly. I really give the glory to him because without him, none of it would be possible. Keeping my head in it throughout these 11 weeks, just keeping the focus, keeping the grind.
Allen's got it, back, Allen looking, pressure comes, Allen hit, Allen sacked! James Houston got him! Hey rookie, welcome to the NFL!
You didn't make the initial roster after training camp. You've been on the practice roster since. Then to go and have a game like that, what's been the most rewarding part of your football journey here so far?
I mean, that's really kind of been the story of my whole career. Just perseverance and just continue to just move forward and put your head down and grind, and good things will happen.
Back, looking, pressure comes, Allen hits, slips out of it, now he's going down, sacked! Lions brought the pressure. Hey, James Houston, that's your second sack of the day.
Your parents got to see the fruits of your labor in person too. It was your mom's birthday the day before Thanksgiving. What do you think just them being able to see that in person means to them?
Oh, it means the world. They are my biggest supporters, my #1 fans. They've never missed a game I played in, and so it meant the world seeing them up there after my first sack and looking up and seeing them and just seeing how proud they were. And then after the second one, it was just like they were so ecstatic. And yeah, having them there, that's my world. That's everything to me, so yeah.
So you knew exactly where to look after you did those?
I always try to find them before the game starts, so I know exactly where they're at. My dad will sometimes give me a little tips and tricks, sometimes mouth it to me or anything. And so we've always kind of had that connection on the field.
How much is your dad your inspiration for playing football?
Oh yeah, he got me into the sport. He was a 2-time All-American at his college, and so he's been my #1 supporter, my best coach that I've ever had, and he's just always had my back, always been trying to help me any way that he can. And he has a full-time job, he does his thing, and he always finds a way to watch a little bit of film on my opponent and help me in anything. And so having him is really a blessing.
You're open to the phone calls from Dad, kind of coaching you up, even though you're in the NFL?
Always take coaching from Dad. He always he leads me in the right direction.
What were their thoughts when you were signed to the active roster this week?
It was just so ecstatic, just like me, just like you did it. You showed them, you know what I'm saying? You got your opportunity and you showed them, and now you are being rewarded, and that's hard work and dedication. That's what it gets you, and so it's just that's my story.
Your head coach Dan Campbell said he wasn't surprised by what you're able to do in the game. How do you make that a consistent performance week in and week out?
Yeah, just continue to get better. Just like I said, continue to work on myself. Because most of the time it really is me versus me. I don't really see too much of the opponents. I know it sounds a little cocky, but it's really just it's me and my motor and just everything that I put into the game and everything like that. So just continue to work on me, continue to work in the defense and get around the guys and learning how to play with them, because you know I'm kind of new coming up.
Welcome back to Inside the Pride. I'm now joined by the head coach, Dan Campbell. Your team got a nice little break after Thanksgiving Day against the Bills, but now you're coming in against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You say they're a mirror image of your team. They're hungry, they're talented, and they picked up some good wins in the month of November. What team is walking into Ford Field Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, you said it. It's a team that is. I think they're kind of finding their way. They have a lot of youth, but yet they've got some real good players they got in free agency. So this is a good opponent. They just really had their best win of the season, in my opinion. You know, they put everything together. So it's a team that's going to be ready to go, and we have to be ready to go. And if we do that, then, you know, I like our odds.
Quarterback Trevor Lawrence, he's growing. He was able to find Zay Jones, wide receiver, with about 30 seconds left to set up a scoring play. Then they connect on a 2-point conversion to win the game. How do you limit that duo come Sunday?
Yeah, well, look, this is a good look at what happened here. It's 3rd and 6, the end of this game. And I would say Trevor's playing pretty good ball right now. And when he makes these kind of throws, takes care of the football, these guys are hard to beat. But you can see this is the arm talent that he's got right here. He's able to see it. He can step into the throw. And Zay is really, man, having a big year for them. He's got speed, he's got range, he's got length, and makes a hell of a catch here, which really sets up the go-ahead to win the game here, if you will.
Yeah, multiple playmakers on offense, but you said this week running back Travis Etienne, the offense goes through him on the ground and in the air. He was limited last Sunday with a foot injury. If he's full strength, what does your defense have to hone in on to contain him? Yeah,
look, it's always easier said than done, but he is an explosive element here. You see what they're just cracking on the edge, pulling the tackle, and then once he hits the perimeter, this is kind of the thing with him. He's such an explosive runner, and he can do this in the run and pass game. He's a pretty good route runner as well, but if you give him a crease, he is dangerous. This is where we cannot give up these explosive plays. If we can keep him boxed in and limit what he does, then, you know, I like our odds.
You mentioned some offseason pickups for Jacksonville. One of them was Foye Oluokun. He led the NFL in tackles last year, 192 of them. What do you have to hone in on offensively to make sure he's not productive come Sunday? Yeah,
he's a good player. I've seen a lot of him throughout the years. He was at Atlanta when I was in New Orleans, so he's a smart, instinctive player. I think he's kind of their bow cow, sets everything up for him. But I think, you know, a number of things that we do, I think you have to do a little bit of everything. I think you got to run right at him, which is what they're doing. They just don't block it correctly. He's getting off late because he's shooting the gap, but you have to know where he's at all times. Like, no matter what the play is, we have to understand that we've got somebody on 23. I'm writing this with my left hand. All right, 23, because he's a good player.
Mm-hmm. Your team returns home to Ford Field. 3-game homestand. This is number 2 of those 3 games. And you've mentioned before, you have to improve quicker than the team you're facing against. What is the number 1 area of improvement you need to see come Sunday to get success on the field?
Yeah, well, look, I think in some regards it's really staying the course as to what we've done over the last 4 weeks, you know, and that recipe has really been that we don't turn the ball over, we do get takeaways, we're limiting the mental errors. We do those and stay the course with what we've done. I like what we're going to have out there.
Coming up next on Inside the Pride, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Part 2 of Under the Helmet with punter Jack Fox, a St. Louis native who returns home and makes a stop at the baseball field. Stay tuned.
Yeah, this was our first game ball we used in my first game on the Lions. Freaking Mule would always write the next team's initials on the laces of the ball so we could use it like on the sideline for the next game. And I remember specifically asking him not to write anything on this ball because I wanted it, and he still did it. And then he still made us use it the next game on the sideline before he gave it to me.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that.
So every time people see this, they're like, "You didn't play Green Bay in the first game." Like, what do you mean that's the ball?
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just, obviously I love Mule, but he's kind of a psycho in the games. It's just like his way or the highway. It's funny. I call him Coach Mule back now. I guess Coach Don's funny.
That's funny.
We have all these pictures of going to Michigan too in the summers.
Oh, those were the best.
It's funny how it worked out that I'm still in Michigan after like traveling there every summer.
I know.
I grew up like every summer was like, that was the biggest like week of the year was going to Michigan.
That was our family vacation. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And little did we know that.
Yeah, it's funny how it worked out. Because like growing up, that was my favorite place, was Michigan.
Mm-hmm. And you and Dad used to play on the beach just nonstop. You went from throwing the football around to throwing the baseball around.
Yeah, they got me doing the first pitch, and I'm going to punt a ball to center field.
Punt to center field?
Yeah, they want me to punt it to center field and then turn around and throw a strike. So I might need you to come out there instead of drawing lines in the sand.
That'd be awesome. So where's home for you during off season?
I rent in Detroit, so I'm in Detroit a lot, but I'm from here, so I come here a lot too.
Cool. Love that.
Yeah, man. Lifelong Cardinal fan.
I have a lot of pride of being from St. Louis. I feel like it's a little bit of like an underdog mentality. It's a lot of really nice people that work really hard, and I think that correlates to Detroit too. I think there's a lot of people that would say the same thing about Detroit. Big sports city. Everybody loves sports. Everybody has a lot of pride in their team and really where they're from. So, but yeah, I just think throwing the first pitch out of a Cardinal game would be really cool.
Well, how about that? Probably a Major League Baseball first punt. All right, now for the first pitch. Let's hear it for Jack Fox, everybody.
You got, a nice signing bonus, some good guarantees. Is there anything you're going to treat yourself to, knowing you've got, just a little bit of security?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't have anything that's off my head. My car key actually broke, so I need to buy a new car key. I don't know how much that costs, but a couple $100 maybe. So off the top of my head, that's what I need right now. Playing football becomes more of an identity for people as they progress. High school is just something you do. College, you become more of a football player, and then if you play in NFL, like that's your identity. I hope that somebody out there has seen me play football on TV and a light bulb's gone off in their head and they're like, oh shoot, that was the guy that rode my Uber last week, or that's the guy I met at some restaurant. And they had no idea I played football until they saw me on TV. So I've always thought that would be really cool. I don't know if that's ever happened, but I try to take pride in people meeting me not realizing that I play football. I try to be a normal guy, down to earth, just kind of your normal, everyday person. I am Jack Fox.
From being the biggest St. Louis Cardinals fan to a Detroit Lion, and a very humble one too. That was Under the Helmet with Jack Fox. We're almost wrapped up here on Inside the Pride. Not before Rogers Retweets. That's up next. We're almost to the end of Inside the Pride because we save the best for last. Wink, wink. Rogers Retweets, where I retweet some of my favorite things from social media from this past week. We have to throw it back to Thanksgiving Day because this Lions superfan, Mark Pilgrim Mullins, brought his adorable 5-month-old grandson to the Detroit Lions game to experience it. He said he's been bringing his daughter since she was 12 years old to the game. So shout out to this super fan. Keep showing up for us. We appreciate you. And here's another family pick from Thanksgiving Day. My favorite part about this is at T. Gilling, is that mom and dad are grateful for Detroit and for family. It's the kiddos who are all thankful for football. You have raised them right. We appreciate you guys showing up and giving up some of your turkey day to the Detroit Lions. And last but certainly not least, look, Michigan State fans are happy when Michigan whoops Ohio State too, right? At least I tried. 45-23, the final. Michigan Wolverines got to plant that flag right in the middle of Ohio Stadium, and it felt so great. Michigan will now head to the Big Ten Championship in Indianapolis to face Purdue this weekend. And we're hoping Detroit Lions get a big W against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Reminder, Detroit kicks off against Jacksonville this Sunday at 1 p.m. inside Ford Field. We'll see you there.